Hey there, everybody. Thanks for joining me for another one-man review. Today it will be a quick little review of this short little book, No Better Words by Carolyn Nowak, or Novak, I'm not sure, out from Silver Sprocket. And as you can see on the cover, it's advertised as a triple X 18 plus book. But it's really more than that. It handles sexuality in like a really tender way, but also an explicit way. So I gotta be careful about what I flip through. But it's basically the story of these characters, Mallory and Theo. And Mallory obviously has a big crush on Theo and thinks about Theo a lot and wants to be with Theo. And so it's just kind of opens with that. And then you have them meet up at a party and they have sex. And that's pretty much pretty much the course of the book. But it's like really well done, and there's a lot of like nice little moments of cartooning, I think, and just pacing where you have them talking before they get together, and he's kind of being, like not paying attention to her, and then she's telling him about this dream she had where in the dream she says, "You made me come," and just the cartooning of the embarrassment, and like him kind of realizing something more is up, and then him like not knowing how to respond, and the friend coming in while he's still like, what up? Like those kind of things are just really really well handled. And then I also really like this scene when they're finally like, okay, like we're actually going to go ahead and do this. That there's like this really tender moment where he stops and like just kind of grabs her hand and touches her hand and says, I don't want to kiss you in the kitchen." So those is basically what I wanted to show from the book. And then from there they go have their time together, we shall say. But I just like that there's a book that's very much presented as piece of XX triple X pornography, erotic fiction, but it's not handled in the grotesque way that I'm used to seeing, like in Guido Crepa or Milo Manara or something. This feels more from like a feminine perspective and from an emotional like love perspective rather than just straight lust. I mean, obviously there's a lot of lust behind it too, but there's something else to it. And so yeah, just the cartooning and everything in it really really sold me on this book. So if this is your type of thing, I would highly recommend this book. If this is not your type of thing, then don't get it. But for what it is, I think it's really really well done, and I would like to see more stuff like this. Not just in the like lascivious, rapey Milo Manara stuff. So pretty cheap, $5 from Silver Sprocket. I hope you go out and get yourself a copy and support this artist. If you want to support the channel and you enjoy what we do, there's two ways to do that. One is through our Patreon. We have two different tiers of interaction on there. On the first tier of interaction, you basically get early access to all of our videos. We usually have like a couple weeks or a month worth queued up in there before they go live. And then at the second tier, you get exclusive access to our ongoing AI webcomic experiment, Pranede, which involves people on Patreon voting on what happens to the character next. So it's an interactive comic in that way. And any of the money we get from Patreon just goes into helping buy the books that we review. And so we just try and turn that back into other creators' pockets. And then the best thing to do to support Living the Line is to support what Sean's doing with Living the Line Publishing. So we'll take a look at one of his products now. Centralia is an awesome, gorgeous comic by rising Dutch star Neil Vanderpeet. This is his first work. It's a really great sci-fi story. There's a world in the future where the sun has gotten so hot that people can't be on the ground, so they have to run around. There's a lot of conceits that go with that. What is the world that looks like? And I think you can see by the art that Sean's description of this book as like a Moebius for young adults, a YA Moebius, is a really great description of this really gorgeous and like wild, wacky, fun book.